And this morning, two people are contesting in the New Patriotic Party's primary to select a parliamentary candidate for the Assin North by-election. Party delegates are voting today in that constituency to decide whether Frederick Amoah, Kyei or Charles Opoku represents the New Patriotic Party in the 27th June by-election to determine a substantive parliamentary candidate for the area. Today's primaries being conducted by the New Patriotic Party's occasion by the declaration of the Assin North seat vacant following the Supreme Court's judgment on the James Jachi Kweson's candidature. According to the party's Director of Elections, Evans Nemako, the party has put in place some measures to fast-track the process. He joins us live for a conversation on how today's elections are expected to pan out. Thank you, sir, for your time on Joy News Desk. And first of all, I'm sure that you are already within the constituency. What's expected to happen per the itinerary of the party?
Well, thank you, Blazer, for having me. What is happening today is an internal arrangement to get the constituency to conduct special delegate conference, which is being attended by all the constituency executives, all electoral area coordinators, all the polling station executives from the 99 polling stations are present this morning to go through the process to select for the party. The candidate will have to sponsor for the by-election which comes up on the 27th of this month. So the party is set to go. Engagement so far has been very successful, and we are looking forward to announcing the seat come 27th of this month.
You have two candidates in this contest. Have you spoken to all candidates, and are they all okay with the processes leading to the exercise that we're experiencing today?
Yeah, we had our vetting conducted. The vetting committee is chaired by the National First Vice Chairperson, Mr. Dankwa Smith, between Frederick, Kyei, Amoah, and Charles Opoku. The party is very confident that whoever of them gets endorsement today is definitely going to win come 27. We've engaged a lot with all stakeholders in Assin North. We are very convinced in our minds that looking at the party's grounds in the constituency, what happened in 2020 is not going to happen again come Tuesday 27. Definitely, the New Patriotic Party is going to win back that same seat.
And a number of issues unfolding even before you conclude your exercise today. The National Democratic Congress taking on the Electoral Commission over some alleged claims they've made on the attempts allegedly by the Electoral Commission to smuggling a candidate who originally was not a resident of the Assin North constituency. You've heard about these claims as well. What's the take of the New Patriotic Party on this?
Well, I would say that the release by Mr. Samit MP has no basis. It must therefore not be given any consideration at all. I think that when the party is even yet to conduct its internal elections to select candidates, then you pick on one person who has not been elected yet. You are not sure who is going to become the candidate for the party, and then you made the strongest of all allegations that there's arrangement to transfer his vote from one constituency into the constituency. Really, it beats my imagination, but that is NDC for you. My brother, if you look at the 1992 Constitution Article 94, it is very clear that all that is required of a prospective parliamentary candidate to have it to be a registered voter, you must be of more than 21 years, you must be a Ghanaian, and you must be of sound mind. The other considerations are that you must have failed from the place or have stayed there for 5 years, 10 years within which the elections are going to be conducted. I'm therefore surprised as to why and what is informing NDC to have come up with 6 allegation. I don't see the basis, and I think that we shouldn't give it that attention that it is. But you see, what I would say is that the NDC will think that you lose focus from what we are supposed to do. The EC will conduct the elections. For us as New Patriotic Party, we are mindful of all the laws that govern the conduct of elections. They, NDC, who are represented by somebody who the law says had lied in 2020 elections, of which it's been cancelled, and his name in Parliament has expunged from their records. That is their candidate. And they are here accusing the New Patriotic Party of trying to impose somebody who is not a voter in the constituency. I mean, I cannot really appreciate it. And it come out, the EC has issued a response to Mr. Samijensi that their candidate who contested in Kumau constituency in the just ended by-election is a registered voter in Ayawaso West Wogun constituency. When they were doing that, he didn't raise any issue. And so I want us to leave them to their thinking, and by Tuesday, 27th of this month, they will see who the people of Assin will want to be represented in Parliament.
Okay.
I don't think the sequence is going to be the first that somebody who has followed the law will be the one to be elected by the good people.
And be that as it may, there are implications even for the New Patriotic Party if your nomination process does not go on smoothly. I want to bring in now, and Evans, just hold on for us. Let's hear from the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, who's also been listening in. Mustafa, what does the MDC make of these two candidates contesting, first of all, the slots for the New Patriotic Party? The outcome of today's exercise may either give your candidate a very tough battle or otherwise. From your perspective as the NDC, what's your assessment of the exercise leading to the main election, which will be happening at the end of this month?
Well, for us, it's very simple. It's clear that among other things, the NPP today is not popular on the ground. They have done nothing for Ghanaians. They have done nothing for the people of Assin North. They have come out to complain how, as of 2020, all projects in that constituency came to a halt after the election. And just last week, those contractors are suddenly back on site. It is also clear from the litany of issues we've been talking about from 2 days ago that the NPP is in the business of borrowing popularity from a candidate who does not himself vote in Assin North. And that we believe also that the people would have to judge between a candidate.
We seem to have lost Mustafa Gbande there. If you're with us, we just lost you briefly on the point you're making. Hello, Mustafa, you'd have to go back on the points for us again. Okay, we seem to have lost Mustafa Gbande. Let's hear from Evans. And I understand that you have a very busy schedule today, obviously because of the exercise that you have going on. But what's your message to the grassroots of the NPP, and how do you also tie that in by reacting to the claims that you're in the business of buying votes, allegedly, as the NDC is putting out?
My brother, the fact of it is that the New Patriotic Party is today electing our parliamentary candidate who will sponsor for the election. The purported issue from the NDC that we are trying to smuggle one of the prospective candidates' name into the register of Assin North is neither here nor there. We are very mindful of the constitutional provisions. We will therefore not do anything that will foul the law. So the issue of NDC praying about all these allegations, it's up to them. I don't think the good people of Assin North will choose between somebody who is a liar, somebody who had lied, somebody who sworn affidavit and lied against somebody that the New Patriotic Party will present. I want us to wait and have our candidate elected today, and then we can take it up. But the NDC can go about their usual antics of telling lies, allegations which have no foundation. They can continue with that. What I can assure you of is that the New Patriotic Party is focused. The seat that was won in 2020 by default is going to be taken back. And I can assure you that Tuesday 27th, when the EC pronounces the winner of the election, it will be the candidate sponsored by the New Patriotic Party. I'll give it to them to go ahead with the allegations, to go ahead with their lies, but I think the good people of Assin are discerning enough to know who to vote for. On that note, the New Patriotic Party has put in place enough arrangements to have a very successful constituency delegate conference, and we hope that this will give to us the person who the majority of the people of Assin will vote for. So we will not be cajoled by the NDC's antics to follow their lives. Whatever they want to say about the issue, it is their own cup of tea. But the good people of Ghana is watching the NDC. They must take their time also to appreciate the electoral rules, where it is clear in the Constitution that you don't need to be a registered voter in the constituency. I don't see their difficulty in appreciating this. Where it is clear that you must be of sound mind. I mean, you want to submit Kyei as your candidate, somebody whose action is causing the nation to conduct a by-election. That person you think is credible enough to be in parliament. And you then accuse.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time? Frosty time. Tea time? Frosty time. Me time? Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
This New Patriotic Party, who is here to conduct its primaries to select a candidate for trying to follow the law. I'm surprised, but I think the discerning people of Ghana are listening to the NDC, and the final decision is yes.
Okay. We'll see what the outcome will be after today's exercise. Evans Nimako is Director of
Thank you for
Elections for the New Patriotic Party. Thank you for joining us. And we are your election headquarters. Be sure that we're bringing some updates on that contest. But let's cross you over to the constituency itself. I'm talking about Assin North. Let's speak to Samuel Alfred Amoah, who's our man with our sister station at Dome FM and covering the Assin North area for us. Alfred, bring us up to speed with the activities going on for today. We know that the New Patriotic Party is holding their contest. What's the latest?
Only in Assin, this is where the NPP is organizing primaries to elect somebody to represent them in the upcoming by-election. We are here. In fact, the election is happening at Assin, the Church of Pentecost Church. So I'm here with the electoral commission. In fact, I've seen the electoral commission officials. We were told the election was going to start at exactly 9 o'clock, but it's almost 10. It's 10:16, but the election is yet to start. So I'm here with the Regional Electoral Commission force. Let's speak to her and see the modalities, the arrangements so far for the election. Madam, you're welcome to join him. Okay. Yes. Kindly share with us, the arrangements so far for this election.
Okay. As you could see, we have created a polling station here. You can see our voting screen and our ballot box. So what will happen is when we start the process, all the delegates will come inside and then we'll mention, it's going to be on electoral area basis. So when we mention electoral area A, all the delegates, will line up. Then the first person will come and check his or her name in the register. You will have to check if your name is in the register. And remember that if you don't have your name in the register, you cannot vote. So you come and check if your name is there. If your name and your photograph is there, fine. Then you move on to the next stage. That is, the ballot issuer. You'll be issued with your ballot paper. Then you go behind the screen vote and come and put your ballot paper in the ballot box. So that is the process.
Right. So when are you starting? In fact, we were told you were going to start around 9 o'clock, but it's past 10.
Well, it is their election, so we are waiting for them. When they are ready, we will also start.
Oh, okay. Your name?
I'm Mr. Frederick, the regional director for Central Region.
All right. Thank you very much. In fact, there are a lot of national executives here. Temabute, the National First Vice Chairman. We have Mr. Kodia, Nanabi. In fact, we have a lot of them. Let's speak to Nanabi. Come to join you.
Hello, yes.
Right. In fact, what do you make of, the arrangement so far? And, you have two candidates, two aspirants. You're supposed to select one, elect one for the upcoming by-election. And also, what is the type of candidate you want to get at the end of the election?
Thank you very much. Yes, so far we are happy with the process. We started this process somewhere last week, and then they picked the nomination forms. They filed, 2 people filed. We vetted them, we screened them, and then the committee passed them to contest. Both gentlemen are qualified. They are both Ghanaians. They are 21 years and above. They do not hold dual citizenship. They are registered voters. They are hardworking. They are humble, affable. They bring their team players. We are happy. In fact, the polling station executives will determine who will be our candidate, and we are going to wage an effective campaign. I've said it, that the Assin North seat is for the new patriotic party. We are going to win it, hands down. Any of these 2 aspirants can win the election hands down for us.
All right. In fact, the NDC have settled on Honorable Chief Justice as their candidate for this by-election. I was there in Assin yesterday where Mr. Kwesi was expecting nothing less than 25,000 votes, which is higher than the 17,000 and above votes he had in the 2016 election. What makes you think that the NPP stand a chance of winning this by-election? Considering, the 2 candidates you have so far, at the end of the day, you select one out of them.
Yes, thank you very much. For Honorable Kyei, he won in 2020 because of some internal problems the NPP had. And we have resolved all of these. Look, he comes from Assin has 13 polling stations. He won 12 out of the 13. His Excellency the President, Nana Opoku, also won 1 polling station out of the 13. So clearly you can see that there's a scarce and loud system here. We have resolved all of these issues, and both aspirants for the new patriotic party, both of them, the one that we are going to settle on today, any of them, they come from Assin. That is why the NDC is panicking. Look, the Assin is no longer going to be a fortress for the NDC. The NPP is taking back the Assin, and that is why they are moving around, panicking here and there. I've said it, and I'm going to repeat it. Nothing will stop the NPP from snatching the seat from the NDC. Absolutely nothing. I'm speaking as a national organizer, and I know what I'm saying. Nothing will stop the NPP from snatching the seat from the NDC.
Well, I had leadership of the NDC, the national leadership, from region and constituency. They were points of winning this election. And some of the things, some of the comments they made was the fact that they saw how you won the election. You shared money to influence voters and all that. And here, they are not going to allow that. How do you address those kind of issues?
The NDC has the practice of always ascribing a certain reason when they lose the election. And that is a very poor strategy for them. Look, you came to Kumawu, you were not serious about Kumawu, you lost Kumawu. There are polling stations in Kumawu where NPP have never won before, yet we won those polling stations. Yes, here in Assin North, we did not share any money in Kumawu. We are going to beat them hands down in Assin North. So, they are still lies, they are fabricating all manner of falsehoods. That is not what we are considering.
What we are considering is that we are going to wage an effective campaign. And let me repeat, nothing will stop the MPP from snatching the Assin North seat from the NDC. Is that done? Right, this is Harry Nanabwati, the national organizer for the NPP. We have Mr. Justin from Kodia. He's the general secretary of the NPP. He's also here. Let's try and speak with him. Boss, you're welcome to join him. All right. So, sorry, Mr. Kodia is on phone and he can't speak to us at the moment. But the election is not. It's yet to start. So we are here. Whatever transpires.
Okay, Alfred, I'm grateful that you've given us some updates on that. We'll definitely get back to you for some more updates. The NDC is also sharing their side of the story. We'll be talking about James Gyakye Quayson shortly, but earlier we're interacting with the Deputy General Secretary of the Opposition Party. Mr. Gbande, thank you for joining us back again. We lost you on the point you were raising about what you claim is the desperation on the part of the governing party to snatch the Assin North seat from the NDC. Okay, we've lost him, but let's talk about James Gyakye Quayson, and we'll get to the Deputy General Secretary shortly, because the embattled candidate arrived in the constituency days earlier in a rousing welcome ahead of today's primaries by the New Patriotic Party. There's more in this report for you.
Member of Parliament Joe Gyakye Quayson on a jolly ride home. He seems excited and confident of victory in the constituency by-elections. The Assin North NDC members massed up on the street to give him an unrestrained welcome at Assin Breku, the district capital. According to the party leadership, Joe Gyakye Quayson will use the opportunity to launch the campaign ahead of the by-elections. Thousands of the party members also gathered at Assin Akomfode on a 2-mile walk with Mr. Quayson.
And then the whole world.
We are looking forward to voting for him again. If they say he is not qualified, then the president is also not qualified, because Mr. Quayson voted for the speaker that swore the president into office. We are rooting for Boga 1. We need no other person.
Meanwhile, there is massive road construction works in the Assin North constituency currently. The road construction that stalled after the 2020 general elections has resumed. The constituents say they are amazed at the speed of light with which such developments are springing up.
If you look at the emergence of this development that is going on right now, you cannot see anything but to attribute it to the by-election. I've lived in this constituency, specifically Assin Breku here, where you are seeing this development going on. And in 2020, or prior to the 2020 election, we had this same, contractor come on site with his machines. And just after the 2020 election, when the then MP, Honorable Abnadura Mensah, who was on the ticket of the NPP, lost the election, we never saw these machines again. So you cannot tell me that it is not for this by-election that these machines has come back to site, but then attribute it to the by-election.
If you can see the excavators, they have been there from 2020. And then if you go to the AstroTurf, it started last year. If you go to the One District, One Factory, the same thing last year. And if you see the pace of work in some of them, some of the contractors have money, so their work almost goes quickly. Some of them too, because of financial issues, they are unable to progress that
fast.
The new patriotic party is expected to hold its parliamentary primaries in the constituency on Wednesday to elect a parliamentary candidate that will face off with NDC's candidate Gyachi Kwesi. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwejonya-Akon, Assin North constituency.
We'll get back to the constituency shortly, but let's talk about the school feeding program, because the inconsistent implementation of that program coupled with the delays or non-payments of school feeding caterers are contributing to a sharp decline in enrollments at the basic level of education across the country. Enforcement at the primary level declined from an average of some 91% in 2016 to 80% in 2020, whilst the junior high school enrollment also fell from 50% to 45% within the same period. This was contained in the 2022 Ghana Social Development Outlook report launched at the University of Ghana. Carlos Kaloni of our Joy Newsroom has more.
The Ghana Social Development Outlook Report is a biannual research findings published by the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. The launch of the 6th edition of the report highlighted 10 thematic social sectors, including education and population, with mixed findings and recommendations. On education, the report identified a decline in enrollment at the basic level from 91% in 2016 to 80% in 2020 at the primary level. While the junior high schools recorded a 5% decline from 50% to 45%, the report attributed these declines to a number of factors, including delays in payments of school feeding caterers. Professor Peter Korte is the director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research.
In terms of education, we saw that net enrollment, although picked up, started declining in some areas, particularly because for some particular areas, it is the school feeding, capitation grant, some of the support that comes from government that enhances the net enrollment, and therefore, where there are challenges, the numbers will go down.
Even though the country's annual population growth per the report stays at 2.1%, reaching 61.6 million by 2051, the total fertility rate of the country declined from 6.4 in 1988 to estimated 3.7 per woman in 2021. Explaining the causes of this trend and its long-term impact on the country's workforce to Joy News, a research fellow at ASA, Dr. Michael Kudum, called for improved economic conditions.
If we should experience sustained decline in total fertility rate, then we should expect the size of our labor force to be reducing. Currently, the size of the youthful population is high, so it may not pose as a problem. But into the 10 years, 20 years from now, if it things sustain as this, so what will happen to our labor force is that the size of our labor force will reduce, and then the quality of our labor force will reduce, the strength in terms of productivity per labor force will reduce, and that will affect the general economy as a whole. We need to tackle it from the root cause, which is the economy-wide factors.
To reap the full benefit of the report, head of Social Development Outlook 2022, Dr. Martha Awo, however, called for more collaboration between policymakers and academia.
I think if we are able to collaborate with one another, if we are able to work hand in hand, which is supposed to be the case anyway, because our findings are to government. Like most of our references were made to the Sustainable Development Goals, and it is all part of government's agenda. So we hope that government will take it over, but then it just boils down on strengthening that collaboration between academia and government.
In a speech read for her by Professor Daniel Frempong-Fori, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Apiamfo, described the launch of the 2022 ISA report as timely.
At a time of heightened global socio-economic challenges, research-led decision-making and policy-making offers one of the surest lifelines to achieving sustainable development that can have a meaningful and lasting impact on people. Therefore, the launch of the 2022 Ghana Social Development Outlook GDSO today couldn't have come at a better time.
From the University of Ghana, my name is Carlos Kaloni for Joy News.
And back here, over 300,000 children in the northern region lack school furniture. This is according to data supplied by the Ghana Education Service. Due to the lack of furniture, 3 to 4 children are forced to share a desk that is only meant to hold 2. Alternatively, they must actually crouch, kneel, sit on stones or lie down to learn. In the final episode of Season 2 of Ghana's Schools of Shame, Jojo Kobna visits a school which is the Christian Heritage School in the Tatale district of the northern region, and reports that the children are desperate for the government to provide them with furniture.
Dry season. Dry season. Dry season. Dry season. Rainy season. Rainy season. Rainy season.
The Christian Heritage School in the Tatale district of the northern region has inadequate furniture, so the children sit on stones and blocks to study. Some of the children simply lie down if they start to feel uncomfortable. They become playful, dirty, and sometimes occasionally nod off on the bare floor. Research from the Ghana Education Service in the northern region shows only 33.6% of children at the kindergarten level have school furniture. The data also shows that 56% of primary school children do not have furniture. It is almost the norm to be without school furniture.
For kindergarten enrollment currently stands at 881. And of that number, we have 52,643, and that gives us 33.6%. So, in total, about 104,238 children are currently either perching with somebody or sitting on the ground.
The total furniture deficit in the northern region alone stands at 321,116. Olivia Chemame is in her early teens. She is unwilling to sit on the bare floor at this point in her adolescence. She wants the government to stock her school with enough furniture.
After sitting on stones and blocks for long hours, you start to develop sores on your buttocks because the surface is quite rough. You feel very uncomfortable and unable to pay attention and learn. We park about 3 to 4 blocks before we sit. If you get up abruptly, the blocks may fall on your toes and you would even get hurt. We are pleading with government to come to our aid. It is unfair when we sit for the same national exams and we're expected to perform like schools in Tamale and Accra. Some parents can afford to take their children to private schools while we remain here in ill-resourced schools.
Lack of school furniture is just one of the many challenges in her school. Studies are conducted under simple sheds which are thatch-roofed without walls. Teachers say the children are subjected to the whims of the weather.
Then during Harmattan time, you'll be there, then the wind will blow dust onto ourselves. The whole class will now be very, very dusty. Children and then the teachers, they will all be struggling with their eyes. So writing or looking on the board becomes a challenge. And during rainy season too, it becomes very, very worse. Anytime it rains in the morning, I mean, teaching and learning cannot take place because all the desks will be wet. The whole classroom, because it's not flooded, there will be water. When it rains heavy, water will just be in the class. And it will take the whole day. No teaching and learning. And it's affecting us a lot. So sometimes when it rains in the morning like this, we become so sad, both the learners and the teachers.
It rained the day after Joy News finished filming and departed Tatale. The personnel there filmed and sent videos to show what they had been complaining about. But that is not all. Sometimes reptiles invade classrooms, disrupting class sessions.
My name is Mame Bisandra. Takpa in school di mwane.
When it rains, school ends. In the rainy season, snakes invade our classrooms and we run away. We want government to help us.
Big snake or small snakes?
The big ones and the small ones.
Parents say they have engaged a Tatale District Assembly office on many occasions, but their needs have not been addressed.
We have visited the Tatale District Assembly on many occasions. We have written letters begging authorities to fix our problems. They do not even visit the school. We keep going back to the assembly, but our challenges remain unsolved.
Peter Amana, an assistant director of education in the Tatale district, says funding remains a major challenge.
In your rounds, you would have seen that parents will have to help in constructing their own furniture for their pupils or their wards in the school. And if it is in the villages, it's deplorable. I think we are progressing with the little resources that we have, because the most important thing is the resources. When the resources, that is both human, material, and at the same time the resources for monitoring and then inspection. These are the things that will bring about quality learning.
Government faces a monumental challenge in transforming many of these underprivileged institutions from places of shame to places of fame. However, is there political will? Jojo Kopna, Joy News.
Say they born me for Ghana, no be my fault, say they raise me for Ghana,
And now to climate focus. With less than 7 years to the deadline set by the United Nations for the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals 13 on climate action, Ghana is yet to fully implement its laws and regulations on safe disposal of hazardous electrical and electronic waste, as of course enshrined in Act 917. Air pollution and environmental degradation are pervasive owing to the arbitrary burning of used lorry tires across the country. Can Ghana attain its climate goals at the current pace? My colleague Carlos Caloni finds out in today's episode of Climate Focus.
The collection and haphazard burning of used or sport lorry tires has become a big business here in Ghana. In fact, data from the Ministry of Transport shows that as at 2015, the total number of registered vehicles on Ghana's roads stood at approximately 1,952,564. This figure could be even higher today. With an average of 5 lorry tires per vehicle, tire population is estimated to be over 6 million on the country's roads at a given period of time. Now, these tires that you see here, which hitherto littered the street of Ghana, serving as fertile breeding ground for mosquitoes, have become hotly chased after commodities by scrap dealers. Here at Ashin, these scrap dealers explain to Joy News what goes into the business.
The tires, we get it from organizers who burn it and sell the wares in it. You know, when you burn it, you see wares, and the EPA hardly get to know whether we are burning it or where we burn it, because just like I told you, we don't burn it in the daytime. Sometimes we burn it 1 or even 12 a.m. So we all know about global warming, that is it's global warming. We know we are not protecting the environment. With the mosquitoes, yes, because taking the ties away doesn't, gather enough stagnant waters for mosquitoes to breathe in. As for our health, the environmental health, or maybe polluting the atmosphere, we always think about that one too. But then, at the end of the day, just like I said, we need to feed, right? and we wouldn't know. It goes beyond our limits. But the only thing we can do is to, burn it.
Globally, air pollution from indiscriminate burning of used lorry tires is a huge environmental challenge. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, by 2060, outdoor air pollution could cause 6 million to 9 million premature deaths per year and subtract 1% from global GDP, estimated to be around $6 trillion annually. Here in Ghana, 1/3 of outpatients, including toddlers who visit this facility, have varying forms of respiratory conditions that could be linked to increased air pollution.
Now, when you burn the tires, you're going to get certain hazardous gases such as benzene, you're going to get xylene, acetone, and all that. And these gases have been found by research to have what we call carcinogenic agents. And so what that means is that they can lead to cancer, lung cancer. I would say that based on the number of cases we see in a day, like I said earlier on, at least you see about 1/3 of clients coming with upper respiratory tract infections. And it ranges from kids 1 year and above are all infected with such diseases. And so it's alarming.
Meet 37-year-old Roland Aja Eyim, not his real name. He used to live close to this burning site here at Tulako in the Konkatamanso municipality, where lorry tires are burnt 24 hours to prepare carcasses for the markets. He has been battling with acute asthma for the past 3 years. Per this certified medical diagnosis report from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and the University of Ghana Medical Center, doctors say his condition is an acquired one.
There's this cows that they burn over there with ties. So when they burn it very early morning. So realize this darkish stains on our mosquito, our window nets. And sometimes you can feel it in your nose even when you wake up in the morning. So after another test, the doctor told me I have asthma, which was caused by the smoke I was inhaling from that ties that is being burnt. Since then, I've not had any peace with it. Every day I have to be on inhalers and some other drugs ever since 2019 till now. I went to Kolebu for a checkup to confirm it, and they also confirm I have acute asthma and I have very difficulty breathing. Sometimes when it comes, as I'm speaking to you now, I have taken my inhaler not long ago. That's how come I'm able to speak.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And you're still with us here on News Desk. Next is business.
God. Mama Zimbi Foundation, empowering widows for economic independence. On the 10th of June, Ekrafoni Yeshia and Breaking York Ministry International, Klagon, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sad Daniel, New Christian Hospital, Ebema Ekrafono, free screening and health talk. Mama Zimbi Foundation, 15 years anniversary year, empowerment. Any young kwa, we are crane bar, many won't be more if we say, Ekmaya Wohoi, and Yabia Bo, Ekmayo, and Yami, and Washe. Yen supporters near Daniel Milk, Minata and Daughters Porridge Service, Bell Aqua, Frightor, 14 Rice, Hunger, Last Hour Catering Services, Top Choco, Blue Skies, Flower Tissues, EJ Enterprise, Indomie, Awake Purify Water, Taste It Home, Media Partners, Adum FM, Asempa FM, Inshira FM, Adum TV, and Apega
TV. We've had news file over the weekend, and an interesting part of the conversation focused.
Oh no, we are out of range.
Oh, don't worry, Daddy. I have Alexa in my bag.
Alex, what?
Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs.
On air. And we are back like we never lost signal.
Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
Score HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kufitre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional, see Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agrona Ede, HD Plus, the Feely experience.
Hello and welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. In a bid to advance trade and investments between the Caribbean and West Africa, the Caribbean Export Development Agency has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ghanaian business community. Trade volumes from the Caribbean to Africa in 2022 reached $1 billion, a figure the agency says is inadequate. Speaking to Joy Business after signing the MOU, Executive Director of the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Deodat Maharaj, said the agreement provides enormous opportunities for Ghana to enhance its trade ties with Caribbean countries.
Trade volumes from the Caribbean to Africa in 2022 reached $1 billion, a figure the Caribbean Export Development Agency says is inadequate. In a bid to improve the volume, the Caribbean Export Development Agency has signed a memoranda with Ghanaian businesses to harness and leverage on the economic resources of Ghana and the Caribbean countries to boost economic trade ties. Executive Director of the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Deodat Maharaj, tells Joy Business the agreement presents enormous opportunities for trade expansion across products and markets.
The Caribbean is one of the most food insecure regions on the planet. We have a market of 30 million people. In 2019, before COVID, we had 30 million tourist arrivals who stayed overnight, so stay-over arrivals. So you're looking at a market of over 60 million. A direct flight would be 7 hours. We are right across the Atlantic. So your agricultural producers for high-end products, you'll find a ready market in the Caribbean. Similarly, we have made an entry here with Caribbean rum, with Barbadian rum. We have fantastic products that Ghanaians would love to have as well.
Speaking at the forum, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Stephen Amoah, said Ghana is ready to partner and collaborate with Caribbean countries to explore business opportunities for their mutual benefits.
Ghana is endowed with wide range of skill component of our labor force. We have a lot of raw materials. We have natural resources. Our land is basically forest, semi-forest, savanna, semi-savanna, coastal belt. We have almost everything. We have mango, pawpaw, everything. We have lithium. We have everything. We have salt, and then we are highly learned. And I think the same can be said of our brothers, the Caribbeans. What is left is to realize this dream of making sure that we can merge what we have and derive the needed synergies.
On her part, Minister of State at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Business Development in Barbados, Sandra Husbands, expressed the need for Ghana and the Caribbean countries work hand in hand to boost trade volumes in Africa.
We want our people to know each other. We're family, and we need to know where we've come from. We need to know and understand our roots. And it is that deep commitment to reconnecting on all three of those levels that Barbados has been working assiduously to take our discussions into active work.
Meanwhile, some Ghanaian business leaders who signed the agreement spoke to Joy Business.
It is only through trade that we can harness our potentials and grow together. Every country that have to grow will have to trade. And so anybody that is being blocked from trade, any country that has sanctioned not to trade among others has a difficulty, because then the country will not grow.
So for us, beyond the heritage and the fact that we're together, we believe that it was important to synergize our relationship and create a trade relation to ensure that we do not only relate on social grounds and cultural grounds, but also on economic and trade levels.
I think we have to add up our resources, because they are Africans like our very selves, and they are very well served if they align themselves with a bigger continent like us. And we are also well pleased to have our brothers and sisters who are also doing well in their area in terms of finances and all that.
The MOU was signed by the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Private Enterprise Federation.
Now, Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chuma Kwabwa, is calling for a reduction in duties paid on raw materials used in printing and packaging in the manufacturing sector. According to him, this is necessary to cushion local producers and contribute to exports and development. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the maiden edition of the ProPac Ghana 2023 exhibition.
The ProPac Ghana 2023 exhibition provides exclusive market insights, technology trends, and crucial advice on taking businesses in the packaging, printing, food processing, and plastics value chain to a greater level. In an interview, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Industries, Seth Chum Akwabwa, called for a reduction in duties paid by importers of raw materials in the packaging, printing, and manufacturing sector.
When you import raw materials to print, you pay duty on it. But when you import the finished product, you don't pay duty on it. What does it mean? It means that it makes the local printing more expensive than importation. And it's the reason why, even when you go to some of our government institutions, a lot of their printing, they are bringing it from outside. Private sector, same. Our calendars, our books, so many things is printed from outside instead of looking at local production. So we think that this kind of policy is not helping local producers. And if we want to create jobs, if we want to grow the economy, if we want to reduce our dependence on imports, we want to protect our local currency, these are some of the areas we should look at. I think that, and AJ has been talking about it for a very long time, I think that it's about time we change some of these laws. Some of the countries we signed this convention with have changed it long ago. We should do the same so that it will make local printing more competitive.
Regional Director of AfroCent Montgomery, George Pearson, also indicated his outfit's preparedness to offer Ghana's manufacturing sector a platform to become more competitive in the global space of trade.
The Made in Ghana brand is a very strong brand, and I think the opportunity to export is huge, not just in the region but also globally, whether it's to Europe, US, to Asia. But very clearly the quality and efficiency of the manufacturing process in Ghana has to be world class. And what ProPack aims to achieve is to bring in the technology providers, to bring in the specialists in packaging, the companies that are looking to increase the quality of the labelling on these Made in Ghana products, so that Made in Ghana can compete with the global stage. So ProPack is effectively a platform. We host local companies, we host international companies, but everyone can come here to meet, look at the latest technology, see how the global companies are doing it, see how the leading companies in the country are doing it, so that SMEs can aspire, so that the multinationals can teach to promote Ghanaian quality products.
The 3-day exhibition gives businesses from various sectors the opportunity to market their products and services.
And that's business. The news returns after the break.
We've told their stories. It's now time to celebrate and honor their selflessness. It's a moment of recognition and giving these personalities the platform to expand their impact and promote development. They are the finalists of the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. Who among our extraordinary 10 nominees will earn the envious title of the Joy News Impact Maker of the Year? Isaac Ajaoto, Richard Oko, Ellen White or Jefferson Agbotro, Amadou Mohammed, Ilyas Ubaba, Isaka Anesi or Joy Okra. There are also Father Moses Awenonja and John Akaribo. Make a date with us on the 23rd of June 2023, live on your most authoritative and credible news portal, the Joy News Channel, for the live telecast and celebration of the Impact Makers of the Year. The Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their communities.
Joy News Impact Makers Awards is sponsored by KGL Foundation, empowering lives, changing communities, and
And that's all we have for you in this package. I'm Blessed Sugan. Log on to myjoyonline.com. We have stories for you there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.